screen, we are not getting that.
No, that video, very misleading. We're not getting that.
We're not getting that. Thank the Lord.
Yes, thank goodness. And we were just talking,
Yeah.
we both worked in cold weather climates.
Worked, lived.
Very much
for
so.
a
You were in
long time.
Alaska.
I was in Alaska.
I was in Kansas. And I was encouraged when we started getting the reports from Lily that they have salt that they're
And
able
the
to put
salt trucks
down.
look like they work good.
So if that,
I like that.
I'm more encouraged with roads seeing that we have salt.
And once you put the salt down, when the snow hits it, it don't like salt.
It doesn't, and
Yeah.
then it, like they said, it lowers the freezing temperature,
Yeah.
so you don't get it to accumulate or
And that's
ice
what
on
we
the
want.
roads. And then we're in good shape. That, you know, we'd be in better shape, I should say.
Right. That
if we
doesn't
can a lot
mean
of-
get out
right.
and go drive. It means
No, still,
just know
but-
that if they can keep that open.
Right.
That's
And
vital.
we're only expecting, it's just one snow. It's not several snows that we're anticipating. So we'll get our one. It'll be
Okay.
fun. Just stay home, stay safe.
It'll be fun.
And
They
it will be.
say.
It will be cool. My kids are so excited about this happening. All right, but before that happens, we have some hard freezes on the way. Now, North Shore, we've been there before. Not quite as cold as we will be getting, but you have already been at hard freeze criteria where pipes there should be protected. South of the lake, different story. I think we'll still be okay tonight if you haven't gone out and protected the pipes yet. I still think we're okay. If you want to err on the side of caution, by all means. Now, our winter storm warning in effect with several inches of snow. We'll kind of go through the numbers in a moment. So what are we preparing for right now? Those hard freezes, and just plan on staying home Tuesday into Wednesday morning, maybe into Thursday morning, depending upon how those road conditions are. We'll talk about that in a moment. Now, as I'd mentioned, in our likely weather, wintry weather scenario, I did kind of lower our rain, snow, sleet line just because there were a few folks in Houma that said, okay, the line is north of us. No, you've got a really good shot at seeing nothing but all snow. You're going to be right on the line, though. Mainly, it's going to be only along the coastline that'll see kind of that mix of precipitation. Everyone else will see see snow accumulations. And I did kind of update the numbers a little bit just to focus a little bit more on some of the heavier totals out to our west, especially from the Florida parishes toward the Atchafalaya Basin and Acadiana. 4 to 6 inches on the North Shore, 3 to 4. So we are going to be very close on both sides of the lake of just about the same, but a lot of the model guidance has been indicating maybe a little bit more on the North Shore. Then as you go more south of the city, 1 to 3 inches possible, and then likely less than an inch right along the coastline. So this is what the models are saying. The GFS, again, that 1 to 3, 3 to 5, 5 to 7, a little bit farther to the west. The Euro is a little bit higher than that, but generally within that same range. I tell you what, I forecasted snow up in Kansas. Forecasting totals is incredibly difficult. Then you couple that with the fact that we're in the subtropics, it is very, very difficult to forecast snowfall totals. As far as timing goes, we've actually seen the models kind of lock in on this timing. We'll be under mostly sunny skies much of the day tomorrow. Clouds start increasing in the evening, and then that probably spotty areas of sleet and snow moving in during the pre-dawn hours. But as most of us are waking up Tuesday, it will be with fairly significant snow falling. That will be with us through the afternoon and evening, and then it is gone. So it's not also an all-day event. Then the focus will be on how are the road conditions. That'll be a Tuesday night, possibly into Thursday morning concern, because anything that would be able to melt and then refreeze would form ice. Now, with that being said, any of the areas that it is just snow, ice is not much of an issue. With that much snow possibly falling, though, we could see some snow accumulations on the roads. However, as I've heard from a lot of folks that live up north and have lived up north, they'd rather drive on snow than off ice. Again, what you would need to do, just stay off the roads at all possible. A lot of businesses, schools are already being closed. I don't think we're going to have as many widespread power outages. That was going to be more of a concern from the ice, and that threat looks to be a little bit more limited to down near the coastline and more southern bayou region. So thankfully, the ice doesn't look to be as much of an issue as it does now appear to be just a snow event, or primarily a snow event. What we're going to be watching for is a developing low that'll be over Texas and also in coastal Texas. It's not there yet. That is what makes that's what makes forecasting these systems so difficult. It really doesn't start to get its act together until kind of midday tomorrow. So we'll see what the models, if there is any other changes through tomorrow. But once this low really gets organized, I think the forecast is pretty locked on with the snowfall moving moving in. And again, it looks to be primarily a snow event through the afternoon into the evening. By about 6 o'clock, most of the snow is gone. Temperatures, though, back below freezing if we ever get above freezing. And also with the temperatures, keep in mind, it will feel tomorrow morning, thankfully, with a holiday, not a lot of folks are going to be out and about because it will feel like the teens and 20s. Those actual temperatures, as I was showing you at the top of the newscast, will be in that hard freeze criteria north of the lake. South Shore, I think we're going to be okay. So the pipes will need to be protected again tonight, and even areas down the bayou region. Now, not as much of an issue for Tuesday morning, that's when the wintry weather is moving in, but widespread concern for pipes. Wednesday morning, all the areas in white are below 20 degrees. That's the actual temperature. We are expecting teens to move in. At the moment, mostly clear skies, 37, already getting chilly with winds out of the north at 12. It right now feels like 29 degrees at Kenner and very bone dry air. Our current readings are already below freezing at a number of spots on the North Shore, and we're still hanging in the mid to upper 30s south of the lake. But those values will be coming down and still breezy. Actually, fairly strong winds on the South Shore, but we are going to stay breezy through the overnight. That's why we've got the wind chill to concern with, or as a concern for tomorrow morning. 41 is our high. We'll probably barely get out of the 30s. We're likely staying for most of us below or just above freezing during the day on Tuesday with that wintry weather. Very cold mornings, but notice we're gradually warming. We're back into the 50s Saturday, and by Sunday, into the mid 60s.